Salutations, spooks, spirits, and specters, and welcome back to more Senran Kagura Burst Renewal. We're moving on into the second chapter of the Burst storyline. Fire Advisory. Mirai, whatever are you doing placing your laptop on the floor? Don't tell me you're trying to take weird pictures. Though I must say, I'm intrigued. Mirai again, huh?
Mirai, どうしたの? パソコン眺めてニヤニヤして。はるか様、今ヘビジョの悪人 BBS を読んでたの。あら、うちの生徒が書き込めるネット掲示板ね。私、面と向かって人と話すの苦手だから、こうやってネットで友達になれそうな人を探してるの。ネットならそんなに緊張しないし、ヘビジョにも結構同じ趣味の人がいるんだ。友達になってくれる人がたくさんできるといいな。なるほどなるほど。それじゃ私も一肌脱いじゃおっかな。パソコンちょっと貸してね。はるか様？これでよしと。何を書き込んだの？今すぐ勝負するやつはいないか。この腰抜けども、私の首を刈ってみろ。って書き込んだわ。ほら、もう遠くの方から声が聞こえるわよ。未来ちゃんって。ちょっと待ってよ、みんな目が血走ってるじゃない。これで友達いっぱいできるわね。よかったよかった。もう戦うしかないってこと？
I was not expecting a hilarity ensues situation.
Mirai, Mai Junjiru. 任務開始。
That's 2. And we have one less hair here. And that's the last one. Now it's time to go to... Whoa! I forgot about that. Yeah, Mirai's always going to be difficult. That was easy.
任務達成。
ダサすぎんのよ。
あら、ダメじゃない未来。お友達候補を全員やっつけちゃうなんて。
私の首を借りに来るお友達なんていらないよ。
あら、そう。ごめんね未来。インターネットって怖いのね。
私ははるか様の方が怖いよ。
Oh my goodness.
さすが私でしょ。
Oh, that's why. I had my volume up too loud. There we go.
これなら。
Yeah, we can do one more mission. It's only... Oh, no. I wasn't expecting plot. A dry breeze blows through the shops district. I walk through the crowd. In between the passers-by, I can see them, out for blood. It's their faces that stand out. I can tell. And I can sense their skill. But I will not be defeated. I'm Yomi, a second-year Hebijo student. This is a fight I must win. My hand clenches the flyer I've brought. Written on it in large red letters is the following: the second annual Ultimate Eating Championship. I picked the flyer up yesterday. At the time, I had only a single yen to my name. 1 yen will not buy bean sprouts, however affordable they may be, so I was almost delirious with hunger. I considered eating wild herbs, but those are best left for others. The idea of me eating them was simply out of the question. Normally, I would go to the supermarket and partake of the free samples they give out. But as they figured out that the free samples were my dinner, I'm now on their list of dangerous people. Lately, they've been putting away the samples as soon as they see my face.
辛い時こそ下を見ろ。
That's my favorite expression. By keeping your head low and looking at the ground, you might actually find the money you need. That's exactly what I'd been doing when I discovered this flyer. The grand prize for this tournament is all the food in the shops district that is just past its expiration date. Just past its expiration date. What a luxury that would be. Unless it's rotten, a meal is a meal. Just being able to eat my fill would be a spectacular prize. With a gnawing sense of obligation, I'd sign myself up. The chairman of the shops district steps onto the stage they've set up for the occasion. There are 8 contestants, including myself. The chairman explains the rules to us. The competition is finally going to begin. I'm well prepared for this. Since I've been eating so poorly, my stomach has shrunk a fair bit, so I drank a ton of water last night. That should have expanded it again. Aside from myself, there are 2 other girls in the competition. One looks like a heavy eater, while the other is a beautiful girl who looks out of place here. The chairman introduces each of the contestants. The girl's name is apparently Ikaruga. She has long black hair and a noble presence. Judging by the quality of her school uniform, it looks like it was tailor-made for her. Beautiful, elegant, high class, with tailor-made clothing. Just thinking about it makes me irritated. The rich deserve only death. That is one of my principles.
あなたお金持ちなんですの？
Once the opening ceremony finishes, I stop the girl and ask her that. She looks flustered and bothered at having to respond.
ああ、金持ちだ。しかも筋金入りのお嬢様様だ。
Well, that's Katsuragi. A high-spirited girl interrupts our conversation. She seems to be a friend of the princess.
ちょっと桂木さん。いいだろ。本当のことだし。
They speak to each other like close friends. They don't even see that I'm radiating burning hatred. Spoiled princesses deserve only death. That is another of my principles. But if I cause an uproar in front of all these people, they'll probably cancel the competition. I hold back my bloodlust for the moment.
でもよろしいのですか？
I start to ask, forcing a smile onto my face.
お嬢様が大食い大会などという下品な庶民の催し物に参加なされて。
The princess still looks flustered, so Katsuragi takes it upon herself to offer up an answer again.
イカルガは忍耐力を試すドッキリの遊びで一番早くブチ切れてな。その罰ゲームでここに参加させたってわけだ。
I knew it. How carefree. How typical. Even if the princess wins, she'll likely just throw away the prize without a thought. I can't forgive such arrogance. But I remind myself, it doesn't matter why she's here. I'll be the one winning today. I introduce myself to the princess, then bow out of the conversation. The eating competition is divided into one-on-one battles. The 8 contestants are divided into A block and B block, with myself in A and that girl in B. If we do square off, it'll be in the final round. But that's not very likely. No spoiled princess would ever be able to win an eating competition. They call my name and I walk up on stage. My first opponent is a fellow in a white school uniform. He looks unhealthy, like he's barely seen the sun.
俺の名は村雨。女よ、おじけづいているな。それもまあ仕方がない。悪いがこっちは玄人だ。今のうちに棄権しておけば傷も浅く済むぞ。
What a very strange person. Best to ignore him.
恐ろしくて声も出ずか。
I refuse to engage him, sitting calmly in my chair and waiting for the start of the match. But something seems amiss. We keep waiting, but the food isn't being brought out. I look backstage and see the chairman rushing around. There must indeed be something wrong. After a bit longer, they bring out a heaping mountain of cabbage cores. The chairman bows his head repeatedly and begins to speak. He tells us that the first round's challenge was apparently to eat a whole cabbage, but all that's left are the cores.
キャベツの芯だ。俺はウサギじゃないぞ。
Murasame makes no attempt to hide his disdain. His attitude is grating, no question. Cabbage cores are high-quality ingredients. They're filling and have a delightful texture. The idea of eating only the leaves of a cabbage always struck me as ignorant. The leaves are, of course, delicious, but the cores deserve no less respect.
文句があるなら棄権すればいかがでしょうか。
危険だと。ここで棄権をすればベスト8止まり、つまりは8位ということだ。女、それがどういうことか分かっているのか。
さあ。
I don't understand what's going on, but Murasame's eyes have grown thoroughly bloodshot.
やってやる。俺はウサギになる。バニーボーイになってやるよ。
With both parties raring to go, the match begins. I bite into the first core on my plate. That heavy texture, that sweet earthy aroma, its unique sweetness fills my mouth. It's splendid. Cabbage cores are food fit for a king. Lost in ecstasy, I tap on my plate. Before I know it, I've eaten them all.
おいしゅうございました。
I offer my profound thanks to the earth for its blessing, and the chairman raises my right hand. I look to my side and see that Murasame has fainted, his mouth stuffed to the lips with cores. He seems to have passed out from oxygen deprivation. The first round has been no challenge at all.
お兄様。
The little princess rushes to Murasame's side. Brother? These two are siblings? I don't see much of a resemblance. But come to think of it, they do both give the impression of being rich and spoiled. The princess drops to her knees at Murasame's side, extending a hand to help stabilize him. Murasame viciously slaps her hand away.
触るな。
お兄様。
俺に触れていいのはまともな家族だけだ。
After that sharp remark, he dashes out of sight. So her big brother has no love for her. She clenches her lips and returns to the B block stage.
では、お嬢様の食べっぷりを見させてもらいましょうか。
I decide to go watch her match.
イカルガ、いけー！
With her friend's encouragement, the princess stuffs her face full of cabbage cores.
休むな。休んだら負けだぞ。
She eats daintily, but not without speed. Bite by bite, she pulls ahead of her opponent. As she finishes the last core, she delicately wipes her mouth with a napkin.
やったな、イカルガ。お祝いにおっぱい揉んでやるぜ。結構です。
With the match ended, she exchanges banter with her friend. She's very composed. However, the competition's only just begun. The real test of her fortitude will be in the finals. Let's see just how well this little princess holds up. As I sit down for the semifinals, a huge shadow covers my vision. I lift my gaze to behold a woman who looks like a sumo wrestler.
よろしくお願いいたします。
Sumo woman laughs scornfully and takes a seat next to me. I have a rather unpleasant feeling. Again, we sit and wait for the food to arrive. Again, it doesn't appear. As I grow irritated with the event planning, the flustered chairman scrambles back on stage.
どうなされたんですの？
With tears in his eyes, he tries to explain. Apparently, the second round's food was supposed to be popcorn. But when they opened the prepared box, it was pickled hornet larva. Did the delivery person make a mistake? Or maybe it was a prank. Regardless, for the competition to continue, they'll have to serve us pickled hornet larva. Sumo Woman starts bellowing laughter at the extremely embarrassed chairman. She gives me another fleeting glance.
だけど、そっちのお嬢ちゃんはハチノコなんて食べられるか？棄権したっていいんだぜ。
心配はご無用です。
Hornet larvae are nutritious, like milk of the forest. The very idea of forfeiting is ridiculous. And so they bring before me a heaping mound of hornet larvae. I hear shrieks of disgust from the audience. My goodness, one shouldn't judge food before trying it. The chairman announces the start of the match. This will decide the winner of A block. Sumo Woman eats the larva one by one, her face twisted into a disgusted grimace. She manages to remain composed, though. Looks can be deceiving, I suppose. I stick my hands into the mountain of hornet larvae and scoop them up. Then, as if drinking water from my hands, I pour them into my mouth. The place bursts into a bizarre commotion as the chairman raises my hand. Sumo Woman's face flushes a deep red, and she leaves the stage.
くそ、こんなはずじゃ。
Gripe all you want. You still lost. When you're outmatched, you should back down. Now to see how B block turns out.
やったぜ！イカルガ、決勝進出だ！
Overjoyed, the princess's friend throws her arms around her. Frankly, I'm surprised. I never would have thought the princess could stomach hornet larvae. I walk over to the princess and ask her a question.
ハチノコはお好きで？ええ。
She gives me a slight smile.
お父様が食べることがとても好きでして、ハチノコも幼い頃に何度か。
そうですか。
It's just the kind of delicacy I'd expect a walking endorsement of capitalism to indulge in. Just hearing her disgusts me. What a vile, twisted, superficial life that must be. The thought of this little princess being so spoiled makes me want to... She hasn't the slightest clue what's going on in my head, so she offers me an elegant smile and extends her hand to me.
決勝ではいい勝負をしましょう。
I gently take her hand and shake it. Though all I want to do is crush her fingers into powder, I will take far more pleasure in rendering a crushing defeat.
それではお手柔らかにお願いします。
I didn't notice this at first, but the board in the background actually changed as they moved from semifinals and now into the finals. That's a nice touch. We both step onto the stage where we find the chairman on his knees.
また何かトラブルなのですか？
He whimpers out another explanation, repeatedly touching his forehead to the stage. The final round was supposed to be a never-ending bowl of soba noodles. However, the noodles have gone missing from backstage. Instead, he explains, we will be eating massive earthworms.
ミミズ？
The princess's previously calm face drops and turns pale.
どこかから代わりのそばを持ってきてください。
At her words, the chairman shakes his head. He tells her all of the soba noodles in the area have already been cleaned out for the tournament.
じゃあ決勝は中止ということで。
Her pathetic request sends my blood boiling. You've got to be kidding me. No one can stop a tournament this far in.
いいですわよ、ミミズで。
As soon as I say that, all eyes turn to me.
ミミズでワンコそば、つまりワンコミミズですね。構いませんわ。
The princess is speechless.
そちらはいかが？やらないというなら危険でよろしくて。
Forfeit. Please forfeit, princess. Even I can't handle eating earthworms. I hope she'll forfeit. I pray for it.
危険する。
Yes! I prepare to strike a triumphant pose.
わけがありません。
Despite her words, I can see she's sweating bullets.
よっ、それでこそイカルガだ。
Her friend Katsuragi brims with carefree enthusiasm. The spectators go wild. This is definitely a turn for the worse. Maybe I shouldn't have called attention to myself.
どうしました？顔色が悪いですよ。
そうですか？
We level our eyes at each other. Her face is covered in cold sweat. I suspect mine is no different. Both of us can tell the other is bluffing. Finally, they put the bowls down before us. I peek into mine, and from the soup they emerge. They're wiggling. The worms are squirming around. No way! Absolutely not! My mind is screaming at me. And yet, before I even realize it, my fingers have picked up the chopsticks. Right. I've come too far to back down now. Prize or no prize, I'd rather die than let that princess beat me. Once I've steeled myself, I bring the bowl up to my lips.
いただきます。
Oh no!
参りました。
Much to my surprise, the princess has lowered her head.
あなたの勝ちです。
I let out a massive sigh of relief. It's not the finale I'd hoped for, but a victory is a victory. Still, I haven't been that nervous in a long time.
その勝利への執念、一体どこから生まれてくるのですか？
The princess asks me softly.
話したところで、お嬢様には理解できませんわ。
And she wouldn't. Not ever. Only those who have walked through the desert of poverty, hunger, and thirst could understand.
こんな大会ぶっ潰してやる。
An angry voice suddenly bursts forth. I turn to see none other than Sumo Woman, and this time she's brought a gang of friends.
なるほど。読めましたわ。
Without even hearing the princess's words, I've figured it out as well. Most likely, Sumo Woman caused all the problems in the tournament. She's the one who swapped out all the food to ensure that she'd win. That has to be it. The princess steps forward in anger. I raise a hand to stop her. My anger is no less than hers. These ruffians interfered with our match.
ここは私に。お嬢様はお下がりください。
I can't crush the princess today, but Sumo Woman and her grunts will be fine substitutes.
それがたとえ大食いであっても、私の戦いにケチをつけた罪は重いですよ。
ヨミさん、一人で相手にするのは無茶です。
お嬢様、ご心配なく。大食い大会のおかげで、私珍しくお腹が満腹ですの。だから食後の運動をしないとならないのです。
食後の運動ですか。わかりました。ではここはお任せします。
ただし、ちょっとどこかに隠れていてもらえますか。私の食後の運動はかなり激しいので、お嬢様にはしたないところを見られたくないのです。
承知しました。では見えないところに隠れていましょう。
ありがとうございます。それでは思う存分暴れさせてもらいます。
Wouldn't want anybody knowing that you're a shinobi, right, Yami? Leave none behind.
4、前順次。
任務開始。
砕けます。いただきますわね。えい。はっ、ここです。
Okay, Yami only has one little short dash. Alright, that's getting cheesy. I see the attack pattern flash up, I block, and then it doesn't come, and then I unblock, and it's like, pokey poke. Hello, lady. Well, that was easy.
任務達成。
相手になりませんわ。これで全部片付いたみたいですね。
驚きました。本当に一人でやってしまうなんて。大丈夫ですか、ヨミさん。どこか怪我でも？
違います。お腹が減ってしまって。
え？
ちょっと張り切りすぎてしまいました。せっかくお腹いっぱいでしたのに。もったいない。すごくもったいないですわ。
驚きの消化機能ですね。
申し訳ありませんが、ここで失礼します。家に帰ってもやし炒めでも食べようと思いますので。では。
もう行ってしまいました。ヨミさんか。
There's a great tournament going on at the shops district. What kind? That's for you to find out. Oh, so close. Alright, I'll go ahead and end it here. So, thank you all very much for watching, and ciao for now. Ciao for now.